Children, we are reading about types of farming. So in the types of farming, already we dealt in two topics. That is, first one is substensive cultivation, second one is shifting cultivation, third one is nomadic heading. What do you understand nomadic? Nomadic means moving person from one place to another. So nomads are the tribes who move from one place to other in search of means to food के means के लिए food के requirement के लिए the person moving from one place to another. So the people who move in search of pastures for their domesticated animals are known as nomadic header. The person who will travel from one place to another with their animals, so that person is known as nomadic header. So their seasonal movement will with the livestock, means with the animals, they will move from one place to another, like up hills during summer. During the summer they will go to the uphill, and during the winter they will go to the downhill. This is also called transhumance. Okay, so this is also called transhumance. Nomadic herding is mainly practiced in arid and non-semi-arid regions like Sahara. Means semi-arid means जहाँ पे agriculture ज़्यादा होती है, या मतलब जो green leaf areas या semi-green leaf areas. There, this type of cultivation is done. Like Sahara in Africa, Central Asia, in the some parts of the India, like Rajasthan, means जहाँ पे dryness ज़्यादा होती है. जम्मू एंड कश्मीर एनिमल आर रेयर, जो एनिमल्स आपके एक प्लेस से दूसरे प्लेस जाते हैं with the person, with the headers are the sheep, goats, camels and yaks. These animals provide food. So these animals provide food like milk and meat from place to place. They also provide wool, hides, like this diagram is given in your book. Nomadic herding is done in this type of areas, and which provide cross and shelter that animals will be used in this type of cultivation. The nomadic herders do not have permanent dwelling. एक permanent उनका place नहीं रहता. They are mostly live in the tent, and they will easily dismantled and carried from one place to another. Means they will carry their tent also and placed in some place where they can grow their agriculture. So they will move from one place to another. That is nomadic. Fourth one is sedentary farming. Sedentary farming, earlier times people used to move from one place to another as a food gather, to collect their foods. So they will move from one place to another for hunting, for hinder or shift cultivator. Like the shifting cultivator, they were also the sedentary farming is also similarly like this. When the farmers learned to maintain soil fertility, he settled down at one place. He adopted techniques like crop rotation to conserve soil fertility. They will settle down in one place and they do the crop rotation. He also developed simple tools. He also used simple tools and start rearing cattle. In his free time, he developed some cottage industries based on local raw materials. They will use the cottage industries. They will develop the cottage industry, means small type of industries, to develop their materials, and this activity supplements his income. So this will be the small cottage industry. We can say that in the small cottage industry they will use sedentary farming. Next one is intensive farming. So the farmers tries to get the maximum possible output from a small plot of land. Means this word is important for this farming. A small plot of land, they will grow a maximum agriculture. The farmers use simple tools and abundant human labors. This type of farming is mostly used in densely populated area of the monsoon region. Due to long growing season and fertile soil, the farmer is able to grow 2 or 3 crops annually on the same land. So the farmer will grow 2 or 3 crops in the same land. They are a small plot. They will usually the small plot of land. The main crops grows in this area is rice, and other crops will wheat, maize, sugarcane, pies and oil seeds. So they will grow this type of crops by doing the intensive farming. Commercial farming, word se samajh mein, commercial means for the business purpose. So for the business purpose, this farming is used, like the crops grown and livestock are reared for sale in the market. Their products will sell into the market. This farming can be intensive or extensive. Both can be done for the commercial farming is done in both types. Intensive farming will be used or extensive farming can be used. Farmers are generally large in size and investment are very high. because they were using for the business purpose. The farmers try to keep cost of production as low as possible so their market can be grow up, है ना. कम प्रोडक्ट का अमाउंट रखोगे तो ज़्यादा सेल आउट होगा. So most of the work of farm is done through the machineries, and this type of farming is mostly used in the pais of North America, pampas of South America, the steppes of Eurasia, and the commercial gains farming in the middle latitude is essentially for this type of farming. So this type of farming is used in these areas, and they will use this extensive and intensive farming to do the business purpose. Okay, next one is extensive farming. In the extensive farming, the farmer use the abundant land. In the intensive, small piece of land will be used. In the extensive, large part of land will be used, and sharply populated area will be used for the extensive farming. This is suitable for farming, and the land holding are usually large in number, and they will use machine to do the agriculture. 1 or 2 commercial crops are generally grown, and this will be more important for wheat, and maize will mostly grow in this type of farming, and total output is very high, and the per hectare is low. In some region, the winter season are very long, and this restrict the growing season, and winter season is not a growing season for this type to use this farming, and in such area only single crop can grow. Okay, so this is the extensive farming. Next one is mixed farming. Why the word you are understanding, mixed farming, where they are using livestock with the crop farming. Okay, along with the crop farming. Fodder crops are cultivated along the food crops, and cattle rearing like milk, meat is important feature of mixed farming. They will use meat and milk also. They will grow crops also. So mixed farming can be done in this type of area, and they will mostly used in Europe and USA, Argentina, Southeast Asia, Australia, New Zealand, and South Africa were using the mixed farming. The farmer follows a well-developed system of crop rotation. In this farming, well-developed system will be followed up to grow a crop, and the yield is very high, and the efficient farming is used, and the transportation is very supportive. Quick means of transporting can be used in the mixed farming. Plantation agriculture, next type of farming. Plantation is a commercial farming. It is introduced by the European in tropical and subtropical region. It is introduced by the tropical and subtropical regions called estates are very large. Efficient and sufficient scientific methods are used in this farming. Scientific methods are using in the plantation agriculture. Cheap and skilled laborers are using. Huge capital are required, like tea, coffee, sugarcane, rubber, banana species are grown in this type of plantation, and they are managed by the industrial units. Example, this farming is done in Malaysia, coffee in Brazil, tea plantation in India, banana plantation in West Indies. Last one is dairy farming. Word samajhna, dairy milks related to milk, and this will be developed to meet the needs of industrial cities, and it is developed in Europe. It is developed in Europe. Climate will be used, suitable climate will be used in this farming. Cattle rearing, mainly milk will be used in the big cities to fulfill the requirement of the people. And dairy farms are large labor force to look after the cattle. At present, machines are widely used for making milking, feeding, cleaning the cattle, and huge capital are required because dairy farming is very costly type of farming, and they will mostly develop milk. Okay, so these are the various types of farming which are mostly used in these areas. The area's name is given, and you will remember the area's name, and along with the crop which type of farming will read it. Like to grow the milk, dairy farming is used. To manage the coffee and tea, plantation agriculture is required. So wheat and rice, extensive or intensive farming are required. So these are the types of the farming upon which your crops are dependent. Okay, by this your chapter gets over.